Hello, hello. Welcome back to That One Chase. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I'm probably not going to make a video unless I decide to do the more secret ending to the game. But so far, I have played through Secret of the Mimic and have gotten to the endings and watched Dawko, Lewis Dawkins, pretty big guy on YouTube, but he got another secret ending, so if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch this video whatsoever, because this is going to have some pretty big lore implications to the rest of the series. But I personally liked the game. The game was pretty well done. Compared to Security Breach, I didn't really care for Security Breach that much. You guys can hate on me for that or whatever. I don't really care. But people have opinions. It doesn't really matter. But with what has been told to us through the ending of this game, I personally don't really know what to think. So we go through the game. This is where stuff is going to get big, but we go through the game, we get to the more, I guess you could call it the ending stage of the game, where we get to what kind of has the layout of the original Freddy's location from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And if you actually take a look at the map that's next to the show part, I don't think I have an image for this. I would pull it up if I could. But if you look at it, the map image that would be for the cameras or whatever is not the original Freddy's location. If anything, it's an older Freddy's location, the original location. Because let me see if I can find this image. If I don't have it, I won't pull it up, because I don't know if I pulled up a screenshot of it or not. But basically, you look at the map. Wait a second. I think I have it. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. Gotta go to image. Image 4. Gallery. Yeah. Let me see if I got this. Right here. We're looking at this image right here. You see this big thing in the middle? If we go to Five Nights at Freddy's 3, that, if I pull this up, that should be, yeah, that is, from what I remember, exactly the map from Five Nights at Freddy's 3. So if I... oh wait, I don't want to mess with that one. If I get rid of this image, and I pull up the... I think it was this one? Yeah. It's the same map. So basically, I think it's trying to tell us that either the layout of this first location we see, it's either Fredbear's or the first Freddy's location, which first Freddy's location would make more sense, but if it's Fredbear's, it's telling us that either the original Freddy's or Fredbear's was what was made into Fazbear's Fright, which makes sense from what we know, because like it was said in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, it's supposed to be an old location they just refurbished and turned into a horror attraction. And besides that, we get into that part, and in the game, we are inside of the Murray's Costume Manor location. We're down deep in the basement, I think at least. And we look around, and we find whole and parts of the original Endo 01 characters, or just the endoskeletons, which are the same ones used in the Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So that tells us that the original Freddy's location, or at least the animatronics, the designs seem to have been created by Edwin Murray for Fazbear. And there's just a lot of things that, like that's something I can get behind. Like maybe Henry or William gave him the schematics to those so that he could produce them. It's either that or he made the original designs for the skeletons. But comparing those skeletons to the rest of the stuff he made, it's kind of a bit more of a far out idea. But then again, he did make the Mimic, and the Mimic is an even more advanced type of thing. And in the one ending, we basically get stuffed inside of... I don't know if we get stuffed inside of him, but basically in the credits, we're looking through the mouth of Freddy, which I don't know if that's trying to tell us that these suits are Springlock suits, which I wouldn't doubt that, because in the audio recordings, he's talking about how they want to switch from the Springlock suits to the normal suits, and he's not really behind that idea. Edwin is not really behind that idea, which I can kind of understand, because they've already made them, and now they're like switching their minds. It's something you can kind of understand. And here's another big thing I'm going to pull up. Oh god, this image is way too big. Basically, we have what looks to be either a rendition of or the original Fredbear Springlock suit, which I'm kind of confused on, I'll be honest. I know that Scott is definitely not going to look at my email, but I sent him something just trying to see if, like, you look at this thing. It has features reminiscent of the minigame Fredbear from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. It's got the jaw springs, I guess you could call them, or the cylinders. They look more like... Yeah, they do kind of look like cylinders right there. More than springs, but it's kind of hard to tell because it's not really high resolution. Once we get these models like dumped out of the game, we'll be able to tell. But from what I can tell, I'm pretty sure that these are just really rudimentary versions of Springlock suits, which I don't know. Like, same thing with the Endo 01, same thing with this. I don't know if it's a thing created by Afton, created by Henry Emily, that was just sent over to be created by Edwin for Fredbear's, Freddy's, whatever. And these Springlock suits act more like they're just Springlock suits you get in. They don't really seem like they perform or anything. They don't really have any endoskeleton inside of them. Which, that's the thing I don't understand. Are they supposed to have, like, are these parts we see, like in the elbow joints, are those supposed to be like just to cover up the person inside if they're performing or whatever, or is it to cover up parts of the endoskeleton? When you look inside of it, you don't really see anything, so I'm guessing that's probably not the case, because the Springlocks originally are made to hold the endoskeleton parts out of the way so a person can slip inside, but from what we see, there's no endoskeleton inside. This thing actually performs more like an exoskeleton than anything else, because it has more supports on the outside than anything. And in the game, we get to go inside of this suit, as well as Spring Bonnie, the weird alligator. It might be like Monty or whatever, I can't tell. It's hard to tell if it's supposed to be Monty or if it's supposed to be a different thing. Like Roxy, you see a cardboard cutout of her. It's obviously Roxy from Security Breach, Roxanne Wolf. But then the alligator, it's kind of hard to tell if it's supposed to be Monty or if it's a different name. I don't know if the name's in there. If somebody has the name like being shown in there, that'd be cool if you could leave a link to that down in the comments. But basically here's the Spring Bonnie suit. A lot more reminiscent of Springtrap shape-wise, but you can still tell. From what I can tell, these are just really, really rudimentary versions of the Springlock suits. At least from what I believe them to be. Because you see, this suit also has the cylinder, Springlock jaw, whatever you want to call it. And this suit actually seems to be missing the bow tie, which is kind of interesting. Like with the other one, it's kind of got that like plastic tubing looking things around the knees and in the wrists and in the elbow joints. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting thing to look at. And then, unlike Spring Bonnie, it doesn't have the full upper jaw, so I don't know if these are designs, like I said before, designs sent over by Henry, William, to Edwin, or if Edwin made these himself. That's the thing that I don't really understand about this game. It has a lot of implications that show either that Henry and William sent him these things, sent him these designs to create more of them, to create them for Freddy's, Fredbear's, whatever, because he's a contractor. He makes stuff for like children's entertainment places, like, I don't know if you guys know what Scene 75 is. It's kind of a not necessarily like that, just like a children's entertainment place. That's the kind of place that he makes stuff for. So that's the thing. In his place, it's mainly stuff that he's made that he's selling. So maybe, I don't know if Fazbear's is directly ran by Afton and Henry, or just Afton, or if it's just run by whoever they have under them. Still something we don't really know, but that's the one thing we really need to figure out. Where are these designs coming from? Are they coming from Henry? Are they coming from Afton? Are they coming from Edwin himself? Did they just give him these ideas? Did they create the Springlock suits? Did he create the Springlock suits? Because we go through earlier on in the game, I'll see if I have an image for this as well, but there is another, yeah, I don't think I have an image for this one, but there's another Springlock suit, and it's the captain. It's for like the theater level. I have images of me inside the suit with like a glitch, me holding the Mycelium Man tape, and it's just floating there, which that's the only glitch I experienced the whole entire time. I never had any other issues with the game. The game ran very, very well compared to how I thought it would have. Then if I pull up these other images again, like I was talking about, we have the let me see. Here's looking through Freddy's eyes, looking to the right side towards the unfinished Bonnie. And then if I switch it over, we should have looking over to unfinished Chica in here as well. Right here. You can see the inside parts, everything else. The endoskeletons look pretty much the exact same. So that's the thing I'm not understanding as well. Like I said, who designed them? Did Fazbear, Henry, Afton create them? Have more created by Edwin? Or what's going on in the story? That's the only thing I'm worried about. That's the only thing that many people seem to be worried about on the Reddit and whatnot. And everywhere else. They're just kind of confused. Like, what is going on here? What is going on? Is this telling us that pretty much everything we've been, or everything we've thought in the past about Henry and Afton creating the animatronics themselves, starting up Fredbear's, just like in the books, just like in the Twisted Ones, in Silver Eyes, Fourth Closet, all that stuff, is all that stuff being related to the main series games just completely cut out? Like, did they not make all this stuff themselves? Is Henry not the genius, or did they just get Edwin as a contractor to make these? It would make sense, because, you know, Henry and Afton themselves do not seem like they would be able to do that all on their own. Then again, Fazbear is a company themselves. And that's a whole nother thing I don't really want to get into yet. Like, is Fazbear before Henry and Afton, or is Fazbear made by Henry and Afton? That's something I would really like someone to help me out with, if you can tell me that, because I've tried to keep up with a story with however long I've been into this. I've tried to keep like a good state of what's going on, like the whole story. I've got most of it down, but there's just a few things I've slipped through the gaps. I don't know if other people know this. If you do, please let me know. But besides that, I don't know if I have anything else to really show. Like I said, here's the thing glitching, me looking through the captain's mouth. I had that thing floating there. It wasn't interacting with anything, it was just a glitch, because I got into the suit with that in my hand. Don't know what this is. Yeah, that's the giant Freddy head. I have no idea what that's for. Maybe it's for a sign outside of Freddy's. Kind of like in the movie. Maybe it's just like a giant Freddy on the outside. It's an odd thing, but it's not impossible. Kind of reminds me of those fake FNaF World YouTube videos. If you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't remember if that was made by Bubblegum Monsters or who. But if you guys know, and if you guys were around then, you know what I'm talking about. It's just funny stuff. It reminds me of. Had the giant Freddy on the front part. Kind of looked more like the entrance to Legoland than Disneyland, honestly. But besides that, I don't have too much else important image-wise. Then we just had the images, Chica's Party World posters, potato fries, chicken burger. And then we also had another one showcasing the, let me see, chowder, which we know, the chicken chowder, whatever, is supposed to be a big thing in both Security Breach and, what is that, Help Wanted 2, that it was shown in those mini games. It's cool to finally see stuff related to Chica's Party World, because in those old teasers, you'd look in the source code and you'd find Chica's Party World. Was that during Sister Location? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was, because that's when people started making fan games and fan trailers for fake Chica's Party World games. Yeah. And I thought this part was cool. This part with all these cameras around. It's supposed to be like a surveillance room. It really reminds me of the intro trailer to FNaF Help Wanted. That's why I really just wanted to show it. That's all this really reminded me of, that first trailer for FNaF Help Wanted. Maybe they just took the assets from that and put it in here. I have no idea how similar it is. But that'd be kind of cool. And we got the cupcake thing, which I thought this was a cool way to integrate it. We got Chica with the roller skates, Cupcake with the roller skates, working together. That's a cool idea. And it kind of functions the same way as the, I think it's the Cupcake in the Sewers fan game that works with Mangle as like a distraction thing. You walk by it, it signals. Same sort of idea. Really, really cool. Then here's Edwin's room. You look through it, there's not really much important in there. I didn't see any little Easter eggs or anything. I didn't even notice the blueprints on the left side. I really should have looked at those, but I'm guessing they're just like stuff for the bee and other stuff that is not super important to the main story. Then there's the original Foxy, I guess you could say. Foxy the pirate, the puppet. Then we had Chica for Chica's Party World, which I still don't know. Is that a thing made by Fazbear's? Is that a thing made by Edwin? Is it just made by Henry? And he contracted Chica and that stuff from Edwin to make Chica's Party World? Don't know. It's just like such an iffy thing. Like, Edwin has Foxy, Edwin has Chica. Edwin does not have Bonnie, though. I don't think. I didn't see Bonnie. Besides, we have, like I showed you, the unfinished Bonnie, and then the spring Bonnie and Fredbear suits, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure those are just contracted by Henry and Afton for him to try and make the Springlock suits. I don't know if they made these designs originally or if Edwin made these Springlock designs. I'm guessing that's what it was. And then they later on created the Springlock suits we know and love to this day. I don't know if you'd say know and love, but you know what I mean. Just like the Springtrap suit, which looks absolutely nothing like this. We know Springtrap looks nothing like this. And there's even a part in the game where it says you suffer a Springlock failure with the Dolly animatronic. You don't die or anything. There's no injury, there's no nothing. Nothing comes of it. Like, I don't know what it's even saying. Is that just the suit locking up? I'm guessing that's what it is, because you look at this on the outside. Kind of the same thing on the captain's suit. You got the spring locks. I'm guessing that's what those are. Just springs or pistons to help move the hips around, because besides that, they're not really connected to anything. Hard thing to think about. And same thing on Fredbear. Hips. And that's the main thing. The hips and whatnot. Let me check this real quick. I don't think I have anything else really to talk about. Like I said, lore implications. We see what's going on. Hard to tell if it's just contracted or if it's created by Edwin. Because in that other ending part, we go into a room oddly similar to the FNaF 4 bedroom. But like we see, the FNaF 4 bedroom in the minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is drastically different to the bedroom we're in the actual game. The layout is different. There's a different drawers, a different stuff. There's two doors to the left there's a door to the left, to the right, and a closet down the middle, compared to the minigame where there's just the door in front of you and and the dresser. I'm pretty sure that's all that's in there. Yeah, we just have the bed, which is not even close to the same layout. A dresser with a lamp. Or maybe it's a nightstand. If that's a nightstand, that's really odd that it's that far away. But then we have the plushes, the dresser, and the bed. Completely different. Completely different layout. It's even a different layout in Secret of the Mimic, from what we presume to be the same bedroom. But, same thing, hard to tell. Is it the same room? Is it the same house? With the logs, with what we see, says Afton, or Fazbear's, basically owns the land that Edwin's father's house, that his father built, is on. So maybe that same house gets taken over by Afton. He owns the house later on, and that's where Five Nights at Freddy's 4 takes place, 1983, whatever. Because this game takes place in, what is it, like 1975 or earlier? When does this game take place? I can't remember. 1979, 1980, whatever. Somewhere around there. then this kind of leads into that, which kind of gives us a good beginning to the story. But still, it's hard to tell what this is trying to tell us. Is Afton, Fazbear, Henry, are they just scumbags that steal Edwin's designs after he goes missing and then uses them to make their own place? Then Afton kills the kids for a reason we still don't quite know. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's like the mad scientist kind of thing like it is in the books, where Afton is supposed to be this big bad guy that's trying to figure out how to live forever. If that's what it is, I'm pretty sure that's how it is in there. He takes the molten metal, puts it into the animatronics, which is made of a molten metal that was from the haunted endoskeletons, I think. Something like that. You guys gotta explain this stuff to me. I have not looked into this in a long time, but if you can clear some of the stuff up for me, that would be really nice. But really big implications, like I said. Could twist the story in a good way, in a bad way. We don't know yet. Will there be a sort of Fredbear's Origins kind of game? That would be seriously awesome. That's something we've been waiting for years. That would be really cool to come after that. Come after this. Because then that would be a sequel. That's also a prequel, but it's a sequel to this game. Then we'd see if we have Freddy's, Fredbear's, whatever we're starting out with. I don't know. Also, another thing, with what we see, the classic animatronics from FNaF 1 are created at this early of a date. That leads us to believe that the unwithered animatronics aren't even a real thing. Like, Withered Freddy, there's no unwithered version, apparently. It's hard to tell. Like we know, FNaF 2, it says the characters are... They tried to refurbish the characters, bring them back, but then they just changed their minds, brought in the toy animatronics. That would kind of explain why they have the newer endoskeleton. That would explain why they have a different suit, but that doesn't explain why the suits are totally destroyed still. It's hard to tell. We don't know everything yet. Just like we haven't known everything for years. It's something I never know if we'll know everything. It'd be awesome if we could. But then again, most of the stuff we figured out ourselves this whole time. So, pretty much whatever we decide is what the story might lean into. But if we get another game, Fredbear's Origins could help us know if the suits were just contracted, if the suits were created by them. If the suits were just created by Edwin. Everything. If we get a Fredbear's Origin game, or pretty much any kind of sequel to this, it will likely give us enough information to answer these questions. It will give us a peek into whether or not those Springlock suits were made by Henry and William, or if they were just created by Edwin. And we will also know if the unwithered animatronics make an appearance or not. That was something we always thought about. How there's the original Freddy's before FNaF 2. People always thought, or at least in fan game adaptations, they always put the unwithered animatronics with Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, which I always thought was interesting. But then again, that could make sense for an adaptation after Fredbear's. They have Fredbear's and Freddy's band, and that'd be a kind of cool extension, and then just goes to Freddy's because those are more popular, and whatever else goes on in the story. Like I said, I really enjoyed the game. The game's fun, really well made, way better built than Security Breach, practically no glitches or anything at all, which should be normal for most games, but we know what happened with the last one. This game was great. Help Wanted 2, a little soft, honestly. I still liked it. It was still fun. Still liked the minigame style and everything. Help Wanted, very good, even though it's just like a VR recreation. We always wanted a VR version. Just like Markiplier said, what if they put this game into Oculus Rift? It would be a great game. Yeah. But yeah, Steel Wool seems to be doing a very, very good job compared to where we had them the last time with Security Breach. I am very glad things went out this well with this game. But like I said, we need to figure out these details. If I miss anything, if I've missed anything in this video, please let me know. And if anything, I think I'll end it here. Bit of a long video, like 30 minutes, whatever. But yeah, I think I'll end it here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Actually, wait. I might make a video on Secret of the Mimic if you guys want me to. Like an actual gameplay video. Leave it down in the comments. I'll try and make a video if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to record in high enough definition because I need to get better software. But anyway, I think I'll end it here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave anything else you guys want to see down in the comments below. And that's it. See you later. Bye!